1 Kings records the transition of Israel's monarchy, beginning with David's final days and Solomon's rise to power. Solomon's wisdom, wealth, and the construction of the temple mark Israel's peak, but his later idolatry leads to spiritual decline. After his death, the kingdom splits into Israel and Judah with a succession of kings, some faithful, but most leading the people into sin. Prophets like Elijah confront widespread corruption, performing miracles and challenging false gods, especially under Ahab and Jezebel. 1 Kings reveals that obedience to God brings blessing and stability, while rebellion results in judgment, division, and downfall. Give your servant a discerning heart to govern your people and to distinguish between right and wrong. But will God really dwell on earth? The heavens, even the highest heaven, cannot contain you. As Solomon grew old, his wives turned his heart after other gods. What share do we have in David? To your tents, Israel? How long will you waver between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him. Solomon becomes king. David appoints Solomon as his successor, despite Adonijah's attempt to seize the throne. Solomon secures his kingdom by removing threats, including Adonijah and Joab, ensuring stability for his reign. Solomon asks God for wisdom and becomes renowned for his judgments. He builds the temple of the Lord in Jerusalem, dedicating it with a powerful prayer. Israel prospers under his leadership, attracting rulers like the Queen of Sheba. Rise of idolatry. Solomon's many wives lead him into idol worship, angering God. After his death, Rehoboam's harsh rule causes the kingdom to split. Judah remains under David's line, while Jeroboam leads Israel into deeper idolatry. Elijah's ministry, a series of evil kings, lead Israel further into sin. Elijah emerges as a bold prophet, confronting King Ahab and Queen Jezebel. On Mount Carmel, he calls down fire from heaven, proving God's power over Baal. Elijah flees into the wilderness, weary and discouraged, but God strengthens him and speaks in a gentle whisper. Meanwhile, Ahab and Jezebel steal Naboth's vineyard, bringing divine judgment. Elijah prophesies the downfall of Ahab's dynasty and Jezebel's fate. Ahab disregards prophetic warnings and is killed in battle. His son Ahaziah takes the throne, continuing in wickedness. Meanwhile, Elisha is introduced, setting the stage for God's ongoing prophetic work in 2 Kings. Solomon's wisdom and rule partially foreshadow Jesus as the greater king who leads with perfect justice. The temple symbolizes God's presence, later fulfilled in Jesus, who becomes the true dwelling place of God among his people. Elijah's prophetic ministry mirrors John the Baptist, preparing the way for God's redemption. Practical application. 1 Kings teaches that prosperity without faithfulness leads to downfall. The book also reminds us that true power is in God's hands, not human rulers. Elijah's courage calls us to stand firm in truth even when society turns away from God.